Well, a very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Farm Kenya show. I'm Nokip Kimboy and today we're discussing my favorite beverage. Guess what? Drum rolls. I know in your head you're saying tea. Nah. Coffee. My coffee. Very, very, very powerful beverage. And when you talk about exports from Kenya, specifically agricultural exports, coffee is top 3 definitely when it comes to one of our major export earners. And today we want to sort of dig deep into the coffee world, but specifically on this issue of value addition. It's one of the key issues that have been talked about for the longest time in Kenya's economy, at least agricultural, because we understand that our economy is agri-backed. And for history, I mean pre-colonial, colonial and post-colonial era, we've always exported raw products. And the question has always been, why can't we value add within the country and sell it at a higher price, sort of get more value or derive more value from this particular products? Now, the discussions have been ongoing back and forth, but hopefully there is reforms. And these reforms will come from the ground up. People who are in the sector wanting to change that sector for the better. That's why today in studio we have Jacqueline Mugo, who's the director of Out of Kenya Specialty Coffee, who's gracing us today. Jacqueline, I mean, even before we come to our conversation later on where we'll go into detail, I'm wondering, coffee sector, what do you think are some of the misunderstood, facts about Kenya's coffee sector that is not out there?
Some of the misunderstood factors that, first of all, people will believe that there's no money in coffee. There is money in coffee if you do it the right way. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions. Another thing is you just have to understand how you're growing your coffee, how you're taking. It's a process. It's not an exchange of. You have to come up with a good product at the end of it so that you can actually make money from it. Mm-hmm. And also, I think very many people do not understand how the coffee auction works. They just hear the price at the end. There are very many factors that bring that price to a specific amount at the end of it. The third thing I think is most people get into coffee farming without knowing what to expect. When they get into the farming, they expect that they start making money immediately. It's a whole process. So yeah, it's before you get into it, you have to do your research, you have to understand the industry. And also it's very important to understand where you can plug in. If you want to be a farmer, what am I supposed to do as a farmer? If I want to be a trader, what am I supposed to do as a trader? If I want to be a barista, what am I supposed to do as a barista? So it's a whole industry that needs someone to understand exactly what to expect before you get into it.
Definitely.
Yes.
And that's very important because and it cuts across all agricultural value chains that we see. Yeah. A lot of people come into it and they're like, I want to plant cabbages. Yeah. You tell them, have you found the market for these cabbages of yours? Yes. And they're like, people eat cabbages in this country. Yes. Then you end up feeding your cabbages to cows because either the market is flooded and whatnot. So definitely you have to understand. And you've been in the coffee game for how long right now?
This is my 5th year in the coffee industry, but we've been growing coffee for over 10 years.
Okay.
Yes.
And you say that your dream is value addition is the way to go.
Yes. For the country and also for the farmer. Once the farmer benefits, the country benefits.
Definitely.
Yes.
Looking forward to this discussion that you're going to be having on the coffee sector and specifically value addition. Jacqueline Wangari Mugo is the director of Out of Kenya Specialty Coffee, and she says that value addition is the way to go. For now, let's take a look at Agri News. All right, and to start us off, let's head to Embu and neighboring counties, where farmers from Embu and, of course, neighboring counties are recording improved productivity and stronger income after undergoing a training by the Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization, that is KALRO, on climate-smart agriculture. Farmers underwent training on water harvesting and conservation, soil management and crop diversification. With rainfall, of course, becoming increasingly unpredictable, growers say embracing climate-resilient farming techniques is not only safeguarding their harvest, but also boosting overall production and market supply.
Teknolojia ambazo ziko nasi zinaweza kuongeza mazao na pia kuweza kustahimili mambo kama ya ukame, maana kumekuwa na mambo ya climate change sana. Kwa hivyo teknolojia kama hizi zinazingatia mambo.
Wakulima waelewe kwamba ni wakati climate change sasa iko real. Kama sasa mnaona mvua inaendelea na ni wakati mbeleni hakungekuwa kunanyesha. Kwa hivyo tunahimiza tu wachukue kile wamesoma hapa, na sana kuhimiza diversification ya farming.
Sisi kule tunalima miraa na tumekuwa na changamoto ya vyakula vyenye uwanga vinakuwa kwetu vizuri, lakini tumekuja tukasoma na tukasema tubebe yenye tutaenda kutengeneza huko na tuweze kufanya production ikuwe mingi.
Kuna aina mingi za mbegu ambazo tumepitia, ndio tukapendezwa na zile zinaweza kuwa haraka zaidi za kwetu, maana ni njangwa na hakunanga maji, tunategemea mvua na mvua sio mingi vile. Ndio tukaanalyze hizo vitu zote tukatoka na hizi mbegu za aina mbili.
And now let's talk matters contract farming, where Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe took aim at speculative investors who exploit smallholder farmers. Kagwe says any investor entering a contract with a farmer must have the financial muscle to buy every single kilo harvested, and this is off-taking. By mandating structured contract farming and deploying ministry liaison officers to the counties, the government is building actually a defensive wall, ensuring guarantee and not a gamble for farmers.
I made an appeal to the processors and those who are making contracts with the small-scale farmers, that in order for us to protect the small-scale farmers who are being contracted by the processors themselves, we want to make an appeal to the processors. When you sign a contract or when you extend your production to a farmer, it is important that you protect that farmer so that you do not ask a farmer to grow a crop which you are not prepared yourself to take. You know, it's a very important appeal that we made, because some small-scale farmers are complaining that they grew a product that they were told to grow, but when it came to selling the product, the processor was not there.
Now let's head to Busia, where Busia County launched a distribution of certified maize seeds targeting 70,000 farmers across all 8 sub-counties, with rains already pounding the region. Agriculture and Blue Economy Chief Officer Elijah Mwaro said this is a precision-led operation to ensure maximum yield.
Tunafanya testing ya udongo wetu ili tujue ni aina gani ya rutuba inahitajika. Tunapopata ile mbolea subsidized fertilizer, inakuwa ni rahisi kujua ni pembejeo gani zitawekwa katika sehemu gani ya kaunti yetu ya Busia. Sayansi inaonyesha kwamba tunapopata mbegu sawa na tunapopata ile hali sawa ya ukulima, tutazalisha mazao yetu na itaongezeka. We are targeting over 70,000 farmers in the first phase across all the wards in the county.
Tunapeana mbegu ambayo iko certified seed. In terms of quality imeangaliwa from Kenya Seed, ambao tutapewa wananchi takriban watu 70,000. Ukiangalia watu 70 kwa familia ni kama we are now tunafikia watu 280 kwa 4 per household. Inamaanisha kwamba tumechukua population mingi sana na support kwa kwetu kupata mbegu.
All right. And when we talk about our weekly segment, of course, the Farm Guide, it touches on what we just marked yesterday. And this is International Women's Day. And what is special about this particular day? I mean, women are influential in every sector. And specifically in the agricultural sector, when you talk about the workforce in agriculture in this country, people who are running agriculture is actually women. That's why we celebrate all women in agriculture. Very, very powerful. But how do you celebrate? It's about flowers. And let's head to Abkhazia and Sochi. Actually, farmers began harvesting bright yellow mimosa flowers, and this one, of course, they were being shipped across Russia as the demand shot up for these particular flowers, heading up to International Women's Day, which was actually carried yesterday. The flower is a traditional symbol of their celebration. Actually, they were carefully cut, sorted, and packed for distribution to markets across the country. And this particular story is in partnership with Vari.
If you handle it carelessly or cut the branches incorrectly, it may take 2 to 3 seasons to recover, or not at all. According to my data, about 100 tons of mimosa are exported from our region to the Russian Federation every year.
That's how we cut them, about 30 centimeters in length. We pick them, preferably before they are fully loose, place them in a vase with water, and they last for 20 weeks or even longer, bringing pleasure. They are quite suitable for transport. You can also pack them in a box, but of course, water is best. If needed, they can be stored for quite a long time, and that's it. By 8th of March, for the holiday, they will be in full bloom. This winter, which has been unexpectedly cold for our region, has left its mark on the mimosa. These are the effects of the frost. Thank goodness, the majority of the trees are holding up well, and the main specimens are still in good condition.
All right, so we're about to have this discussion on matters coffee. And instead I have Jacqueline Wangari Mungo, director out of Kenya's specialty coffee. I was looking at some of the numbers when it comes to coffee production in the country. I mean, around 70s, 80s, we used to do quite some massive production, but over the years, the number just went down. What exactly is going on? Is it this issue of real estate was more attractive and now we are converting our coffee farms into... what exactly is going on when it comes to production?
Coffee in the 70s and 80s was fetching quite a good price, and people had many trees in most of the farms. Almost all the households had coffee in Kiambu, in Kirinyaga, in Embu, in Nyeri. But as the years went by, the introduction of, there was this middleman who'd come and buy the cherry, the coffee at very little. People saw no need to grow coffee because they were not making any money from it. Mm-hmm. Coffee growing is an expensive venture. So you need to have adequate supply of money to be able to take care of your coffee. So if you're not making money from that coffee, why should you grow it? Mm. So over the years, people did cut down their trees a lot, sold their land for real estate development. Mm-hmm. So that is one of the factors that affected coffee production in the country. Okay. And also when you look at over those years, there wasn't as much as information about coffee growing as it is right now. Sorry. Right now, people understand growing coffee. People are learning about growing coffee. At that time, there wasn't that much information out there. People didn't have the knowledge of growing proper coffee and getting good quality at the end of it.
Okay.
Yes.
So knowledge gap and also price changes.
Yeah.
Huge factors to that.
Yeah.
Because I know Kenya is very popular with Arabica.
Yes.
And we are known world over for that.
Yes.
But as the world changes, even when you move from the 70s, 80s, is that there is this liberalization of the market. So a lot of openness. We are becoming a global village and therefore more competition. In the current state of coffee sector in Kenya, are we facing massive competition from other players in the world? Who are these guys?
Yes, we are. Right now, the coffee price has gone down because of the Brazilian coffee. And Brazil is a big producer of coffee in the world. I think the biggest. So once the Brazilian coffee hits the market, of course, the coffee in Kenya, the price will go a bit lower at the auction because there is coffee from Brazil, there's coffee from Colombia, coffee from Panama. So there's coffee from all over. So yes, there are other countries that are giving us that heat. We are feeling the heat from other countries.
And that comparison has always come up in terms of cost of production at the end of the day. You find even when it comes to other products, for example, maize, essentially the continent is not food independent because of cost of production. Internally, you can't produce food at manageable rates. Coffee, how is the cost of production in Kenya comparatively to some of these competitors?
They have, for example, in Brazil, they have very efficient systems of how they grow their coffee. So they have the cost of production is very low. And when you compare it in Kenya, the cost of production is quite high. And also the fact that the farmer does not really understand that coffee is also a business. It's not just growing a plant. It's also a business. There are factors that you're supposed to look at. You have to understand how much you'll need to spend for each coffee tree to get a required yield from a particular coffee tree. So that also goes back to knowledge. Farmers need to understand that coffee is also a business and how they do the business and how they carry out the business and how much they need to have put aside to invest in this business. Yes, if you look at Brazil, their systems are very efficient. How they grow their coffee, how they process their coffee is very efficient. And also I think the government has also supported them. So the farmers there very much to come up with these efficient systems because such systems also require a lot of capital, manpower, education, all that. So if we can go in that direction, I think Kenya, we can grow more coffee. Yes, we can grow more coffee.
I mean, coffee reforms is something that there's been so much talk around it. Even to a point of legislation. Now we have the coffee bill. As a sector player, talk to me about why it was important to create this conversation and move into the policy gaps that you guys observed, and what are some of the solutions they were getting from this particular bill?
I think it's very important that the government is able to understand the problems that the farmer is going through whilst they're growing this coffee. Hence the bill. And these issues that the farmer has, they have been gotten directly from the farmer. So the solution is from the farmer. And the fact that the government is recognizing these issues and coming up with a bill and a law to address these issues will in turn take care of issues like how we run our cooperatives, how coffee is bought from the farmer, like how the direct trader will interact with the farmer when they're buying their coffee. And I think that will encourage even more people to get into the coffee industry because they think there's some sort of legislation governing how things are running. They'll feel more confident to put their money, their time, their land into coffee growing. So I think it's very important for the government to be involved in the coffee industry, but at the same time, it should be from the point of talking directly to the farmer, not the middleman, not anybody else, but the farmer himself, so that we'll be able to understand how can we help the farmer to make money from this crop that he is growing. Yes, so I think it's very important for the government to be in it, and this solution should be farmer-oriented.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, the issue of middlemen is all over, and it's almost a necessity the way the ecosystem is.
Yeah.
If we will be realistic how things work in this country.
Yeah.
Going back to cabbages, you know, there's a farmer who was talking about how he went and say, I'll plant my cabbages and I'll take them to whatever market.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went there. First of all, his lorry was not allowed in.
Yeah.
You know, and he wasn't able to sell anything. And he realized there is room that people operate at particular spaces.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to change.
Yeah.
So the thing is, how do you clean up the value chain? For you, you're saying you have to start at the farmer level.
Well, that is difficult. I don't know how we can go about it, but I think once you empower the farmer, he will be able to make better decisions for his coffee. Especially, I like the fact that there's direct trade right now. I think that's one way of eliminating the middleman.
Okay.
And once we empower the farmer, the middleman will not find a place to penya and find a way to get this coffee.
Yeah.
But I think they're kind of a necessity. They'll be there. It's capitalism. They'll be there. One way or another.
Middlemen are direct trading, you know, already.
Yes. For me, I believe the farmer should be empowered in all, even during the trade. So, I think that's important. Because the farmer is the one who does most of the work.
Okay.
That coffee would not be there if there was no farmer. So the farmer is the one who should have the most power. Yes.
I mean, looking at the coffee sector sort of distribution size-wise, when it comes to production level, these are the farmers. Are majority large-scale farmers, or are they small-scale farmers? Because scale is also very important when it comes to influence. Talk to me about that.
I think majority are smallholder farmers in this country. And you can imagine if you empower these smallholder farmers into forming maybe cooperatives, and you teach them how to grow good coffee. From what I saw from this year's auction, from January, there are cooperatives which are offering very good coffee. And once you go down, you find that the farmer have been educated on how to grow good coffee. So it is possible to have these smallholder farmers producing very good coffee, fetch good prices, and empower everybody in the value chain.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm glad you've brought up the auction bit of it and vis-a-vis quality.
Yeah.
It seems quality is the determinant when it comes to pricing.
Yes.
Right now.
Yes.
How has that been, especially for farmers? And you say sometimes people come into farming of coffee and they're like, I'll just plant trees, harvest, and hopefully make money.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're seeing a doctor, you know, because of pressure.
Yeah.
And you didn't factor that in.
Yes.
Talk to me about the quality element and how that plays in the market, especially the auction system, because majority of us don't understand how that works.
Yeah. Before the coffee goes into the auction, it has to go through a process called grading and cupping. So from grading, that's why you get AAAB. When this AAAB is graded, it's cupped. It's given a score. And then these coffees go to the auction. Now they haggle over the prices of that coffee that has been graded, the AA and the AB, and there are also other grades in the auction, but we start with AA and AB because those are the ones that fetch the most prizes. So that is how it essentially works. For the quality to get to that score 80, 81, 82, 85, 90, whichever score the coffee scores, it goes back to the farmer. How is the farmer taking care of his coffee? Does he give it the right nutrients at the right time? Is it the right berries? Have they been picked? What has been the process of, is it washed process? How is the process? How is it carried out? Is it done in the right way? Is it stored in the right way? all those factors are very important to determine the quality and the grade of the coffee, the end of it. So those are some of the factors that people need to understand when they see things happening at the auction. It just doesn't happen. Yes.
There's a lot of, and I can see a lot of traceability.
Yes.
You always have to go back.
Yes. So that is why I'm saying the farmer is the most important person in the coffee value chain. The farmer has to be empowered in a way that he's able to really understand. You can sit with the farmer and they'll tell you, this is how I grew my coffee, this is what I put in my coffee, this is where I got this chemical from. Is it organic? Is it inorganic? Such things. So it is very important to empower the farmer.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. You know, when we were starting this conversation, we were like, we'll talk about value addition, but at least we've used some time to lay and understand what the sector is all about. And to take a short break, but when we come back, we look at this issue of value addition. Why is it not happening? And what needs to happen? What battles are you fighting? All that coming up right after this short break. Stay tuned.
Kwetu tumepata mvua lakini mbegu ya kupanda hatuna. Tumekuwa tukifanya kazi ya ukulima kwa miaka, lakini for the last 3 seasons hatujawahi kupata chochote kwa mashamba. Pia ng'ombe zetu zinakufa juu ya janga la njaa. Basi serikali tunaomba mtusaidie kama mna uwezo. Tafadhalini, please.
All right, we still continue with this very interesting discussion on matters coffee. I hope wherever you are, you have a cup on your hand of coffee, your favorite one. If you're in an eatery, just order and send me the bill. But in studio, we have Jacqueline Wangari Mugo, who is the director of Art of Kenya Specialty Coffee, and we're talking coffee sector. And early on, we set the stage to understand at least what's going on in the sector. But let's dig deeper and touch on this issue of value addition. It's a call that has been there, not only in coffee, but majorly in our agricultural ecosystem, where we sell a lot of raw products. It was the same with tea. You're told that, you know, we harvest our tea, we sell raw, then we import the processed one. And you're wondering, what in the madness is going on here? Has it been the same case with coffee, and how do you feel about that as somebody who's in the sector?
Yeah, we do export coffee and import instant coffee. So yeah, I think it's the same. It's the same. It's almost the same. I think for value addition is, I think people they really do not understand that you can do value addition in coffee. And also the fact that Kenya is not really a coffee drinking nation.
Yeah.
You cannot compare Kenya and Ethiopia. Most coffee in Ethiopia is consumed in Ethiopia. So that's, I think, another factor, because that means there's no market for the end product. So I think that is what necessitated the export business, made the export business grow. And once maybe it started making money, Kenyans did not see the need of doing value addition of coffee. So I think the first step is Kenyans have to agree to drink their own coffee.
Okay.
You have to agree to buy my coffee, make it at home, just as the way you buy tea leaves. Drink your coffee at home. Yes. To create that market, to create that culture of drinking coffee in the country.
Yeah, because tea, we have a culture of tea.
Yes.
We and maybe the Pakistanis, you know.
Yeah, you won't go to a party, you won't go to visit someone who'll be like, nataka chai. They'll be nataka kahawa. No, it's chai.
Yes.
So it's that culture. I think you have that culture, we can create a market for the end product here. And also the fact that, I don't know, people don't understand the value of coffee. I mean, its health benefits and I mean, you just love coffee. I mean, I can't explain it.
Yeah, because if today, this will be funny. If today we make a realization that coffee, as people put it out there, inasaidia na nguvu fulani. Yeah. For example, sema tu nguvu za kiume. The consumption rate will skyrocket. The same thing, we've seen that, but we can't use those tactics in marketing. It has to be more organic. I don't know, as the sector, how do you guys encourage people to drink coffee? How does that look like?
Okay, let me say for now, there's that culture. It's growing. As you have seen, there are very many coffee shops in the country. The culture is growing. People are embracing drinking coffee. And I think one of the ways is first to teach people how to prepare a good cup of coffee, what you require to prepare a good cup of coffee. And that's for starters. And then the other thing is just to people to have that sense of ownership that I'm drinking this coffee, it's from a certain farm, I understand how it's grown. That sense of ownership, that would be something that would be very good even for the farmer, to keep even the farmer motivated to keep on growing coffee. Yeah.
That's quite interesting.
I usually, if someone is buying coffee from you, I'll be like, how do you prepare your coffee at home? Tell me, do you know how to prepare a good cup of coffee? Because I want you to go and enjoy that coffee. Don't just go and make it in some haphazard way. Like, this just tastes like any other instant coffee that I drink. But no, you should be able to taste the flavors in the coffee. How is that coffee tasting like? What is that I'm tasting in the coffee? So yeah, I think that's the first step. That's the first step. Yeah.
That's I mean, I once bought a mocha pot.
Are you using it?
I think it lost some band inside. It's just been seated there. I think I'm one of those people that need to be converted.
Yeah, so you should get another one and start preparing your small espresso at home. Add a little milk, put in your flask, come to work with it. You'll be good.
Let's go this week.
This week starts tomorrow.
Yeah, but now from a farmer point of view, I'm growing my coffee for the longest time. We've been, as they call it, amalgamation, or bringing it together, different farmers, then we sell it, we export it. From that production level as farmers, how do we start thinking about value addition? What does that look like?
I think the first step is, are those farmers drinking coffee in their homes? Because you'll find most homes, they don't drink coffee.
They plant coffee, but they don't drink coffee.
They don't even know how to prepare a good cup of coffee. So I think that's the first step of understanding what value addition does. And then you can start by roasting. If, for example, it's a cooperative, for example, you can, maybe as a cooperative, you can roast your coffee, sell it to your members. Members can sell to their families, encourage their families to buy the coffee and taste what we are growing, what we are doing. And maybe from there we can have a culture of people drinking coffee from Kenyan farmers. Yes. It's a process, but I think we can get there.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, because coffee roasters, and we've seen sort of different organizations taking up that responsibility to go empower farmers to be able to do it correctly. I mean, still there seems just to be a huge
there's a huge
wall
gap.
that
There's a huge gap, and I also think also because of maybe age, the older generation, because they're not growing up drinking coffee, they may not want to drink it. And maybe for their health, maybe they have issues with their health, so they're not supposed to drink coffee. But if you look at the younger generation, the grandchildren, the children, maybe they can take it up. Yes.
What are the health benefits of coffee?
Coffee has antioxidants, which are very good for your body. Yes. Then it gives you that kick, that good kick that you feel in the morning when you take that cup of coffee. And then, I think that one of the biggest benefits of taking it's not just any coffee, good coffee. It has elements of antioxidants in it. Yes, and many other benefits.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And locally, and especially from a policy point of view, because we have different brands, and I've interacted with different brands. Even these days, I mean, you go to the supermarket, you can find people are stocking beans because of this growing interest. You find different variants of coffee. And even, you know, international players, they're realizing there is market here. So offering sort of a variety. From a policy point of view, how can you tilt the market in a way that is not punitive and it's not giving like protectionism, but in a way that we can create an ecosystem within the country where from production all the way to consumption, we can see the uptake of Kenyan coffee?
For me, I would say, from what my experience, cooperatives, they would play a big role in that. If, for example, the government will come up with policies that say coffee that will be sold maybe in supermarkets, first priority is coffee from cooperatives. If the coffee they've packaged, roasted and packaged from their farmers, sold in the market, first priority. And then maybe you can bring in other international companies to come and buy the coffee from the farmers and package and roast in Kenya and pack and sell in Kenya. So I think that would be something that would help in that local consumption. And then also educating the people to drink good coffee, making a good cup of coffee, making iced coffee. This coffee is not just hot, there's cold coffee too.
Yeah, it's very dangerous, especially with the rains. Somebody's like, are you sure iced coffee?
Yeah. You see that mentality. Sometimes they are moto ni moto.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that aspect of understanding, so I bought coffee, what can I do with it? So that gap, if it's filled, if people are embracing what is happening right now from small companies, coffee companies, they've come up very many right now, even from farmers, from coffee farms, from smallholder farmers. If you just listen to what they have to offer, if someone tells you, this is my coffee, I'm growing coffee, please try this, go and do it, see what it has to offer. I think it will create that culture slowly but surely. Yes,
definitely.
Yeah.
And the thing about value addition, actually, that sells value addition is the ripple effect.
Yeah.
Because right now we're talking about very huge unemployment rates in the country and even across the world. Like, we are a relatively young country. So a lot of young people are looking for opportunities, and I think with value addition, it creates that opportunity. What do you think this will do in the coffee sector? Do you foresee doubling, tripling of amount of jobs, if at all we take value addition locally seriously?
Yeah, I think it definitely will. When you look at the coffee value chain, there are very many places where someone can plug in. For example, being a barista, being a roaster, being a grader, being a capper. So those are employment opportunities for so many people. And for example, if we have that huge local consumption in the country, you'll be roasting your coffee in Kenya. That will be the job of a roaster. You'll be grading the coffee. That will be the job of a grader or a Q grader. That will be the job of a barista to prepare that good cup of coffee. So those are all employment opportunities. So I think value addition is really the way to go for the coffee industry at the end of it. And at that time, money is still circulating in the country. No coffee has gone outside the country. It still remains in Kenya. So I think it will be a big, huge win for unemployment.
Definitely.
Yes.
And even right now, what we are seeing globally, with all these upheavals, what's happening in the Middle East. I mean, one day you're making money, tomorrow you're being told, hey, your product is not moving.
Or go back to your country. If you're working in those countries, you're told, go back to your country. There's war. You can't work here anymore. So it will be a big boost for unemployment. Yes.
Makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
So far, 5 years in the coffee business, but you've been growing,
it's tough. Let me say it's tough. But we keep pushing.
Where the serviettes for tears, it can be open up. It's been tough, yeah?
Let's just say it's been tough. But we believe in, as I've said, the farmer.
Yes.
We ourselves are farmers. And my dream is, as I told you before, is Kenya will not be exporting green meat. We'll be doing the roasted coffee bean, selling it out there, directly benefiting the farmer. So I think we are yet to get there. So I still have a lot of work to do, and I also want to really encourage Kenyans to take Kenyan coffee. I know there's this cool thing about drinking coffee from other countries. I don't want to mention names, but why are you drinking coffee from other countries and there's Kenyan coffee?
Is it the Ethiopian coffee or something?
So I think let's love our own. Let's embrace our own.
Okay.
In fact, when you look at history, most of our parents, millennials, okay, I'm a millennial, they grew up from proceeds of coffee. My parents used to pick coffee when they were young. So they grew up from the proceeds of coffee. So can you imagine if we grow that local consumption, we can also benefit from the production of coffee, the money from coffee. In one way or another, in the country will have another source of, let me say, revenue for the country. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
I think what I've gathered from our conversation, first of all, it seems you are very culture change fast.
Yes.
If at all we are to transform this, we have to embrace coffee.
Yes.
If we are to reap the benefits of it, especially locally.
Yes.
Let us embrace coffee.
Yes.
At the end of the day.
Yes.
And the coffee sector, is it just for drinking, or are there sort of divergent value chains that crop out of coffee sector?
There are very many other there are other areas where coffee is used to, even in the beauty industry. You have the coffee scrubs, the coffee soap. It's used all over. We actually have a product where I use coffee oil to make candles, room sprays. We also have coffee chocolates. We have coffee sweets. I've seen coffee sweets. Yesterday I was looking at something in Uganda. They have coffee sweets. There's a time I saw coffee mixed with alcohol, packed, ready to drink in Uganda. I was like, this is impressive. So it's a product that can be used in very many industries. Yes.
And we are not tapping into that yet.
Yeah, we are not tapping into that. But I think consumption is the biggest, because every day you need that cup. So it will never be enough.
Definitely.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And from where, especially where you're operating from, of course you've said business is not easy.
Yeah.
I know one of the biggest challenges as you come into the sector, depending on where you're operating, the licensing regime, is it something that is very straightforward, or we could do better?
I think there's a lot of gatekeeping, but I think we can do better. And those licenses are also very expensive, and only maybe major players are able to afford them. That's why maybe you have the major companies running things around. But I think we can do better in the licensing and make it more even. Right now, I'm saying that there are people who are guiding people on how to get these licenses, how you go about it. But I think we can still do better for people to understand it, or even the government to come up with ways in which these licenses don't have to be so difficult to acquire, not so expensive, just to open up business.
Okay.
Yes.
Because, we were laughing about it.
Yeah.
You give it a quote for a license, we are like, hey,
yes.
You guys are telling us, don't call us, we'll call you. You know, it's an equivalent.
Yes.
Yes, so where is the coffee sector going? And I'd like you to paint two scenarios for me. One is when status quo continues, okay? What will that mean for the future of the sector? And two, when we make reforms, we prioritize value addition and prioritize the farmer at the end of the day. Where will that lead to? These two scenarios.
I think the status quo might not continue. Yes, things are going to change. I'm very optimistic. I think it will not continue. And moving forward, if we embrace value addition, I think there will be an increase in growing of coffee. Right now I'm in a forum where there are young farmers, millennials, who are buying land, planting coffee. And we are in this discussion of what do I do, what am I supposed to do, all those things, to understand exactly how I'm supposed to grow good coffee. So if, I know it's going to change, it's already started changing, we'll be having younger and younger people taking up that, filling that gap of growing coffee. So there's going to be that increase of growing coffee. It might take a while, but it started.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So these reforms are also very important.
Okay.
Yes.
I see that. I've even seen on social media very interesting ideas. One of them is tapping into the tourism sector.
Yes.
That was quite interesting.
Very interesting. Coffee
how is that?
tourism.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
Coffee tourism. That is very interesting. I've seen coffee farms that embrace coffee tourism, where you invite people to come to your farm and you take them through the whole process, from the plant to the picking to the drying to the all that, up to where you roast, and you have a cup of coffee. That's value addition to your coffee. That's a source of income for the farmer. You'll have your coffee farm still, but you'll still be earning money in another way. I think that's a very good prospect for a farmer. Yes.
Yeah, I've seen those. I was quite impressed.
Yeah.
And it's not only foreigners, who are coming in. Even it's becoming a form. Vile kuna form ya weekend. Let's go. Let's go for coffee farm.
Yeah,
we
that is how you change the
mindsets
mindsets of people. Yes. That's how you pole tu na form. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, coffee tourism. Yeah, it's coming up very well. I've also seen it. It's very good.
Okay.
Yes.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I was very fascinated. And there's a challenge to young men out there. Maybe you're dating somebody and you've always been doing just coffee in the cafe. Yeah, it's high time to take it to the roots.
Yeah.
Tell them we are going to the farm today.
Yeah.
Until we roast our own coffee.
Yeah,
because
you
that's
can
how
actually even start your own coffee farm and say, I'm going to do coffee tourism. You get some Airbnb during the picking season. People are coming to pick coffee with you. It's a whole experience. Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
How has technology shifted coffee? Because I know we have the auction. Majority of our auctions are very digital.
Yeah.
That is one.
Yeah.
That direct access to market for the farmers is another one.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how tech is terraforming the coffee landscape in the country.
For one, for the farmer, I was giving Kevin an example of how I've seen a company that is coming up with a drone that is able to go through your farm, see how the coffee plants are doing, identify any sick plant, any plant that has an issue. It's able to do that. I've also remembered right now in the farm, there's when you're drying your coffee, Kitambo, people did not know how to do that. Even as we didn't know, we discovered it like a few years ago. We have some gadgets that we use to measure the moisture meter of the coffee, the parchment. That time, in fact, it's like 4 years ago, we did not have that. We didn't even know that. So that's something that is technological, that is being introduced to farmers. There are very many organizations who are teaching farmers how to grow coffee.
Okay.
And then also, I also saw another company that is trying to come up with a way in which they have a system that can read the signs of the weather, how the weather is changing, how it's going to affect your crop. All those things, I think technology is very important. And every farmer should be looking forward to embrace it, because that's the way forward.
Definitely.
Yes.
Very, very powerful.
Yeah, even in value addition, we have very digitized roasters right now, which actually are able to help you roast your coffee too very well. Yes. Kitambo, you just look with your eyes and know this is ready.
Yeah.
Now you have this machine that is doing everything for you.
When you start losing your sight,
Yes.
people start complaining.
Yes.
Over roasting this one.
Yes.
You know?
So technology is very important in the coffee industry.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. I think this has been a very interesting conversation. We've learned a lot, but the key takeaway from this is that we have to start embracing the Kenyan coffee as the Kenyan people. That is the beginning and the foundation of everything. And once we embrace, we're able to develop value add within, and boost consumption locally. Very, very important. But thank you very much, Wangari,
Thank
for
you.
your
Thank
time.
you for having me.
Asante sana.
Asante.
Jacqueline Wangari Mugo is the director out of Kenya Specialty Coffee, and she says, you better embrace the Kenyan coffee if at all we are to transform this sector and have the farmers also empowered so that they can get value from this beautiful crop that they grow. That's where we put a full stop to our conversation today. Thank you very much for being part of this wonderful, wonderful conversation right here on the Farm Kenya Show. My name is Nokip Kimboy, and we are out. See you next week on Monday.
Yeah.